اوكي جايز 402 خلينا نبلش. هيدي السيجمنت اسمها How to build a startup. هيدي السيجمنت بناء على السيجمنت اللي عملناها المره الماضيه اللي هي كانت How to make money from home، نفس الفكره بس غيرنا الاسم. اليوم حجرب لكم بالتفاصيل انه كيف بنبني ستارت اب، وكيف بنبني ستارت اب انه تكون سستينبل تقدروا تحافظوا عليها وتكبروها حتى كمان بمينيمال فاندنج، خصوصي هلا الوضع بلبنان انه كيف فينا نبني ستارت اب من دون ما يكون معنا بيج انفستمنت. اول شيء خليني اعمل انترودكشن عني. اسمي محمد عبد العزيز، انا I'm the co-founder of 8 different startups. فهلا اذا تقروا the third point, I've started over 25 ventures. So عامل اكثر من 25 business where I work from home و I make money. بس عامل 8 startups اللي هن companies that hired employees ووسعوا وكبروا هيك. وبعد في 4 منهم عم بشتغل عليهم اليوم. وكمان انا بزنس كونسلتنت، عامل كونسلتيشن لاكثر من 150 شركه. اكثريه الشركات اللي شاغل معهم هن ستارت ابس، يعني الشركات الاول منهم مبلشين بدهم يعملوا لانش، اول ما بدهم يوسعوا يفوتوا على سوق جديد. بس كمان عامل كونسلتيشن مع بيج تيليكوم كومبانيز، يعني شركات اتصالات. عامل كونسلتنج تكنولوجي كونسلتنج بالذات مع لوجيستكس كومبانيز. فيعني I have a lot of experience بهذا السبيس. وحاطط هون ماسترز ان بزنس ادمنستريشن، وفور سم ريزن بحياتي هيدي يمكن اقل شيء تعلمت فيه بحياتي هي الماسترز ديجري. اوكي خلينا نبدا بالكورس. enough about me. هلا انا بدي هيدي الكورس تكون انتراكتيف، فما بدي انا قاعد هون واحكي طول الوقت و you guys get bored to death. وشغله ثانيه انه انا مقضى تقريبا طول عمري بامريكا، فاذا I start to speak in English too much ولا too fast يجي حدا يفوت على الخط و interrupt me، قولوا لي انه please speak in Arabic ولا slow down اللي هو. فاول شيء بدي احكي عنه، انا غيرت السلايدز شوي لانه اطلعت على الاسئله اللي كانوا مطروحين بالفورم اللي انتم عبيتوه، وكان في 3 questions عم يطلعوا تقريبا من كل شخص عم يسال هول 3 اسئله. في شخص كتب LMAO, that was their comment, but I think that was an inside joke. But the 3 questions that kept coming up هن: should I start a business in this economic crisis? How do I start a business in this economic crisis? How do I take advantage of this economic crisis? وكمان في how I get investors. كان في سؤالين عن how I get investors. فأنا حابب أول شيء كل سلايد إنه إذا حدا حابب يسأل شيء please raise your hand ولا فوتوا على الخط. ومثل ما قلت لكم ما بدي ضلني أحكي طول الوقت، إنه this should be a conversation. بس بدي أبدأ ب should I start a business in an economic crisis. اول شيء مثل هلا اذا بنطلع على اللاست ايكونوميك كرايسيس بالعالم اللي هو صار بال 2008 ويلوك كثير شركات اليوم بنشوفهم هن اقوى شركات بمجالهم ما كانوا موجودين بال 2008، تاسسوا بسبب ازمه الاقتصاد بال 2008. هلا بالحقيقه الكرايسيس بيكون في مشاكل، واذا انت بتقدر تحل مشكله، اذا عندك مجال تحل مشكله، هيدي بزنس اوبورتونيتي. فقد ما يكون الكرايسيس اكبر قد ما انك تفتح بزنس وتعمل ستارت اب قد ما بتكون اصعب. مش عم اقول انه بتكون اسهل، اكيد بتكون اصعب، بس الفكره كمان اذا بتقدر تنجح الاوبورتونيتي اكبر بكثير. مثل اليوم كل واحد معه مصاري خايف على مصرياته، وفي كثير ناس ما معهم مصاري، بس الواحد بيقدر ياسس ويقوى اليوم وعن جد انه بيقدر يعمل بزنس اللي بيكون بروفيتبل وبيطلع مصاري بهيدا الظرف. بعد سنه سنتين 3 4 المصدر بيتحسن والناس بتصير مستعده تصرف، انه قد ايه حيقوى البزنس وقد ايه حيتحسن البزنس لما بيتحسن الاقتصاد. فانا كثير بنصح انه الواحد يبدا بزنس بكرايسيس اكيد. السؤال الثاني انه how do I do it? How do I start a business in a crisis? اول شيء ما في investment. اوكي اول شيء ما في investment. ثاني شيء سوري انا بالبيت working from home كل مره واحد بيفوت علي. how do I do it؟ انه أنا بقول في شغلة واحدة إنه you have to bootstrap. شو هو البوتسترابينج؟ البوتسترابينج هو فكرة إنه أنا بقدر أبني بزنس ب the minimal possible resources. إنه من دون فيني أبني بزنس من دون ما أصرف شيء. في بزنسز يمكن هلا إذا واحد بيقول لي والله اليوم بدي أفتح مصنع وما بدي أصرف شيء، هقول لك you're not being logical. بس في بزنسز كثير فينا نفتحها with no overhead ولا minimal overhead، وهول اللي أنا حابب ركز عليهم. اكيد اذا في اسئله عن شيء ثاني بجاوب عليه، بس في كثير opportunities وكثير فرص وكثير businesses فينا نبنيهم من دون ما يعني نصرف مصاري كثير. ما فينا نقول من دون ما نتعب كثير، لان بدنا نتعب. و how do I take advantage of this crisis؟ انه بالاخير هلا اذا انا بمشي اليوم بالطريق بسال 10 اشخاص انه من شو بتشكوا، كل واحد منهم بيكون عنده 100 شغله عم يشكي منها. اذا كانت الهيلث كير سيستم، اذا كانت سعر الاكل، اذا كانت نقص البنزين، شو ما كان. وحتى في شغلات كثير اجتماعيه مثل لما انكسرت الليره whatever the case may be، كل واحد عم يشكي من شيء. هيدي بتكون opportunity. اذا انا بقدر حل هذا الشيء، هذا الشخص زبون. ولا واحد منا بيقول اليوم بلبنان ما في شيء نشكي منه، لان في كثير نشكي منه، في كثير مشاكل بالبلد. ف this is the only way to take advantage of the crisis. هلا في شغلات ثانيه بكرايسس مثل هيدا بيصير في مثل اليو ان ولا government embassies بيصيروا بيعطوا مصاري لسبيسيفيك بروجكتس تيدعموا هذا البلد. وفي جرانتس يعني منهم مع بيات، منهم مع غير بيات اللي هن obviously we're partners وهن they're hosting this event. بس الفكره سوري التحيت بالشات. الفكره انه في opportunities جايه من برا. هلا الاوبورتونيتيز منها اللي بنسميه ايديال، انه اذا كل شيء ماشي الحال الاوبورتونيتي بيكون الماركت والسوق عندنا، في سوق قوي بيفتح بزنس والاوبورتونيتي موجوده. بس لان في ازمه ما معناتها ما في اوبورتونيتي. واخر سؤال بس هيك بدي اغطيه على السريع هو how do I get investors؟ وهذا اصعب سؤال الحقيقه، لان بس بجاوب عليه على السريع، لان ما في الا 4 طريقات الواحد يجيب انفستور. اذا واحد عامل بزنس من قبل وناجح فيه، انه عندك تراك ريكورد، والله انا بعرف ابني ستارت اب وعندي successful exit for example. اذا انا عندي مثل 20 سنه اكسبيرينس بمجال، ولا متخرج من هارفارد MIT شغلات هيك، وعندي فكره، في واحد يجيب لك انفستور على هذا الاساس. في كمان تجيب انفستور اكيد انه الواحد معه مصاري ولا عائلته معه مصاري، بس غير هيك ما في الا طريقه واحده عن جد الواحد يجيب انه مبلغ مهم، مش انه والله $2000 جرانت. انه يكون عندك شركه مؤسسه وفي عندك مومنتم. شو هو المومنتم؟ انه عم نحكي فرضا اذا انا اليوم عندي 10 زباين وبعد شهر عندي 20 زبون، عندي 100% year over year growth. وهذا ال 100% year over year growth يعني بيشوف انه بيفرجي انه اول شيء انا عندي زباين وفي نيد للبرودكت تبعولي، والبرودكت تبعولي الناس بدهم اياها وعم يطلبوها اكثر واكثر. انه ما لازم يكون والله انا عم طلع $1,000,000، ما هيدي معنات المومنتم، بس والله انا كل شهر بقدر فرجيكم انه والله انا مبيعاتي عم بتزيد وبنسبه منيحه، والماركت تبعولي كبير، مش انه والله الماركت تبعولي متى ما بعت $100,000 بالسنه خلص ما بيكبر اكثر من هيك. فهولي هن الاربع طريقات الواحد يجيب انفستور. واهين وحده انه الواحد يقدر ياسس بزنس، يعمله بروفيتبل، يعمله ناجح، يكون في جروث، ومن بعدها انه يقدم على انفسترز. انا هلا بحب وقف حكي لانه حكيت كثير، واذا حدا عنده سؤال يطلع على الخط ويسالني اياه بليز. No questions?
هاي.
هاي.
معك رشا. أنا بدي أسأل شيء، أنا يمكن فت مأخرة شوي، أنتوا صرتوا حاكيين على الادفانتج اوف ذيس كرايسيس، إنه تعطوا هيدا المطرح؟
غطينا الادفانتج اوف ذا كرايسيس، انه عموما انه بالكرايسيس بالعاده في كثير مشاكل، ويعني في كثير مشاكل انت تقدري تحليها، واذا بتقدري تلاقي اي مشكله انت عن جد تحليها، هيدي بزنس اوبورتونيتي. انه اذا عندك 1000 واحد اليوم بهيدي المنطقه عم يشكوا من شيء واحد، عندك 1000 potential customers. بس هي المشكله باي بزنس، ما في الا نوعين من البزنس بينجحوا. يا اما بزنس بيحل مشكله للناس، يمكن الناس منهم عارفين انه هيدي مشكله بس الواحد بيحل المشكله، يا اما واحد بيعمل شيء اللي هو فاليو اد، مثل والله في big market for healthy snacks، ولا في big market for fitness فرضا، بس ما في حدا عم يعمل هيك. ف those are the big things. يعني this is the only way to take advantage of the crisis. Actually, Rena, if you could actually get involved with the people that raised their hands, if you can just let them speak, that'd be great.
هاي محمد. اوكي انا ماني عم شوف حدا عندهم اسئله صراحه، ما بعرف اذا بين عندك.
في few people actually they raised their hands.
yeah. اوكي.
Hi محمد.
Hi Sarah.
Hi. Okay, this is Sarah. I have a quick question. Maybe it's naive for حدا بيشتغل huge experience in startups, but the main question I'm always having is, should I get upskilled to start my business, or what skills should I need? أو أنا I stick to what I already have experienced in, or يعني I don't know if it was clear. But
this is a great question.
Should I get
great question. Continue. Sorry.
No, it's that's it. Thank you.
Okay. هلا أنا بنصح بأي بزنس يكون الواحد عنده بارتنر. مثل إذا أنا I'm a great chef، حلو يكون عندي بارتنر لو إذا بدي أعمل فود كومباني، بس كمان ما بنصح إنه البارتنر to be a great chef. خلي البارتنر يكون a great operator، يكون a business person. إذا أنت a great business person وعندك فكرة إنه خلينا نقول والله أنا بفهم الvalet business، all the valet business، بس I want to build an app for valet، بنصح your partner to be somebody who knows how to build an app. اوكي. واذا اذا الواحد ما عنده بارتنر، انا يعني it's better not to have a partner than to have a bad partner. فاحسن الواحد انه يعمل الشيء لحاله، اذا ما بيقدر يلاقي بارتنر عن جد بيقدر يعتمد عليه. بس اذا الواحد بيقدر يلاقي بارتنر يعتمد عليه احسن بكثير، ونسبه النجاح اكثر بكثير لاي بزنس. بس اذا ما عندك بارتنر انه يعمل complementary things، اكيد بقول stick to something you know، انه الشيء الواحد بيقدر يعمله. لان بالاخير اذا هلا انا اذا عملت اي بزنس ونزلت البزنس، اوكي انا هلا عم بشتغل على اكس واي اور زي، وانا متوقع حيصير في هيك مثل الزباين حيشكوا من هيك، وانا حعاني هون، وحيكون عندي بروبلمز بالديستريبيوشن. قد ما الواحد يجهز حاله، الحقيقه ما شفت ولا بزنس نزل على السوق وتوقع المشاكل اللي انه حتصير معه، الا كل مشكله بتكون بتفاجئه. لانه المشاكل حتكون انه حتفاجئكم قد ما كنتوا انه حاسين انه والله انا اي بريبيرد وجهزت حالي. عشان هيك مثل هلا اذا بيجي زبون بيقول لك والله لازم تغيري هيك، وبيجي زبون ثاني وثالث ورابع بيقولوا لك نفس الشيء، اوكي لازم انت يكون عندك القدره تغيري هذا الشيء. واذا ما عندك هيدي القدره بصير لازم تجيبي حدا يكون عنده هيدي القدره، واذا ما معك تدفعي له ما عاد في بزنس. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, sure. So, and do you recommend إنه حدا sorry بس one more thing to stick على track معين يلي فيه عنده expertise، ولا it's fine to like move from يعني let's say حدا عنده expertise بالengineering بدل ما يعمل startup in engineering راح على agriculture؟
أنا I think that's okay إذا عامل الدراسة مضبوطة. اوكي مثل أنا my background was in business، كنت بعمل contract negotiations. اوكي وقررت والله بدي أعمل coding، علمت حالي كيف اعمل كودينج وفتت بالكودينج. اذا بتعملي ماركت ريسيرش وبيصير عندك فكره انه ما فيك تفوتي على مجال ما بتعرفي عنه شيء، بس انه انا ابدا ما بقول انه المجال اللي الواحد درسه بالجامعه لازم يشتغل فيه، ابدا ما بقول هيك. فيك تفوتي بمجال ثاني بس تدرسي هيدا الفيلد شو ما كان يكون، حتى مثلا انه حيكون في ناس شغالين بهذا المجال 20 سنه، ويمكن يكونوا الكومبيتيتورز تبعولك على فند، يمكن يكونوا كومبيتيشن على شغلات ثانيه، على زباين whatever the case may be. ففيك تفوتي بمجال ثاني اكيد بس ادرسي قبل.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
هاي محمد، يعطيك الف عافيه.
الله يعافيك.
ثانك يو على الويبينار، كثير عم نستفيد. بدي اقول لك انه انا the first 3 questions already مخلصهم. انا صرت بال MVP stage و I created a tech business يعني، بس وصلت لمطرح الانفسترز انه نحن كنا 3 بارتنرز، حطينا اللي كنا مجمعين شويه مصاري حطيناهم لو وصلنا ل this stage ل MVP stage. فعندنا بروتوتايب عن الابلكيشن، بس it's really يعني we're really facing this issue انه ما عم نلاقي investors although يعني the type of the market we're creating a new market. عرفت علي كيف؟ we are ready to invest in Lebanon خصوصي in this crisis because this crisis هي the perfect time لهي البزنس. و it could be a sustainable business كمان لانه حتكفي بعدين لانه خاصه بالانترتينمنت وبالتالنتس والقصص.
اوكي.
So if you can ما بعرف if this is the right question, if you can recommend.
It is the right question. أكيد.
Can you recommend investors? Can you recommend crowdfunding? ما بعرف. I really need the money to build the last version of the app to launch the marketing campaign move on لأنه already البيتش ديك جاهزة، الconversion rate عملناها، البزنس بلان كل شيء يعني خلص بعد بس ناقصنا المصاري. عرفت علي كيف؟ So how do you advise? Thank you كثير.
أنا اللي بنصحه هون أول شيء أنت يعني في وجهة نظر، لأن هلا الانفسترز اللي معهم مصاري بالعالم كله اللي عم يعملوا شيء اسمه portfolio assuring their portfolio ولا عم يعملوا reinvesting. فوالله اجى انفستر عطى الشركة 10 مليون دولار واجت أزمة الكورونا، مش عم بيفتشوا على شركة جديدة يعطوها مصاري، عم بيلاقوا أي شركات هن بيعتبروا إنه قوية وفيهم يتخطوا مرحلة الكورونا، عم يرجعوا يعطوا المصاري اللي باقي معهم للشركات اللي اوريدي عاملين فيها انفستمنت. اوكي. وبلبنان خصوصي كل الناس خايفه، لانه مش لانه خايفه من الوضع الاقتصادي، ما هيدا هو الخوف، الخوف من الانسرتينتي، الخوف انه عن جد ما حدا بيعرف لوين رايح البلد، يمكن البلد يتحسن كثير يمكن لا. فهيدا الشيء بيخوف الانفسترز. برجع بقول الشيء الوحيد
the business بس ما هي البزنس is not only in Lebanon, it's a worldwide business, it's an application للعالم كله في يستفيد منها.
بس ما فيك اذا بتروح عند انفستر اليوم بتقول له والله انا عم بعمل ابلكيشن لورلد وايد بزنس،
التستنج بيريد هي حتكون بلبنان.
بس ما فيك تقول له هيك، لانه دغري انا I'm telling you from experience دغري بيشطبك. لا you can say انه والله this has the potential to be a $10 billion business، بس انه بيقولوا لك اوكي what's the first market. إذا أنت you can survive that first market، إنه إذا هلا أنت نجحت بلبنان يعني the chances of you إنك حتنجح برا يعني triple quadruple بيزيدوا كثير، فهني عتلانين هم the market you're in. أنا بقول لك بنصحك بشيء اليوم. أنت اليوم السؤال واحد لك، فيك تبلش تسوق البرودكت اللي أنت عندك إياها with what you have right now من دون أي شيء ثاني. بتقدر إنه هلا اليوم تبلش تفتش على زباين.
You're asking me a question ولا
Yes, I'm asking you.
MVP اللي معي البروتوتايب اللي معي it's like a beta version مش حفوت فيه على السوق. لا أنا I need the investment لأنه to create the first version of the app. هي actually it's not an app كمان لأنه it's a website. حوفر كتير مصاري. I'm not gonna develop a native app. حعمل ويب سايت ويكون كفورم app على التليفون. فهمت شو قصدي؟ بس في حدا قال لي try to launch اعمل شويه حركه at least 2 projects و it's then easier to get the investors. ما انا لو قادر اعمل اللانش ما كنت رحت فتشت على الانفستر. فهمت شو قصدي؟ يعني
can I interrupt؟
Yes.
رأفت فينا رح ناخذ رقم تليفونك و your email وبركي بتحكوا privately concerning this matter. شو رأيك؟
Okay, great.
Maybe after the session, we can assign you a certain time مشان تحكي أنت ومحمد specifically about your case. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome. ولا في كمان سعد كان عنده سؤال.
Okay.
سعد إذا بتحب.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Mohamad, كيفك شو أخبارك؟ Mohamad, I'm super new to the digital world, although I had quite an experience dealing with investor and pitching and things didn't work out. هلا عم بحكي, I want to ask you a question. If I'm already aligned with tribes اللي عندهم large platform base, مثلا يكون عندهم 1000 follower, 2000 follower, and they already have the idea and they're working on, and I want to bring it down to the Middle East. I'm just looking into the switch of that. Like, how can I take an idea that's already existing in different markets? It's already a startup, اللي بلشت هي, and it started to gain momentum with followers and people coming to this program, and to bring it to a Middle Eastern market.
هلا you want to bring the startup itself, or you want to build something like it?
No, I want to align with them. No, it's already built. It's already gained momentum. I'm already a founding member, but now we're into this debate. And should we bring it to the Middle East now, or is it just too early?
Okay, أنا الحقيقة هلا I'll talk about this in a minute. But the only way to do it عن جد is market survey. Okay, هلا I promise you بوصل I'll get to your point a little later on. بس ما في إلا طريقة واحدة إنه to actually study the market. هلا I'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay? Okay. Let me move on. Thank you.
One more question, محمد. في ناتالي كمان عنده سؤال.
Okay.
Hi ناتالي.
Hello.
بتعلي صوتك شوي please.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I want to ask you, how can I protect my ideas from the investors when I meet them? It's a big problem for me. I have many ideas, and every time I met someone, he took my ideas and he put the capital and he started working in. And I was like, why?
Okay, you're talking to the wrong investors. أنا عم أقول لك اليوم ما في investor بالعالم بيقبل يوقع NDA ما بيقبل. ليش؟ لأنه أنت اليوم يمكن تيجي تطرحي عليهم فكرة ويقولوا والله الفكرة حلوة بس أنت you're not the right person. Okay, to lead this idea. وبكرة بيجي واحد بيطرح a very similar idea بيقولوا good idea بس you're the right person and they want to be able to go with them. فإذا واحد أول شيء إذا somebody is an accredited investor إنه شخص عن جد بيعمل investment ما بيسرق لك فكرتك لأنه مش شغلته مش يسرق الفكرة ويحط الكابيتال شغلته يعمل investment. Otherwise عن جد you're talking to the wrong investors. يعني ما فيني اقول لك اكثر من هيك مثل هلا اليوم بتروحي على the biggest investment firms the biggest venture capital firms ولا accelerators in the world اول شيء بيقولوا لك اياه انه نحن منا بحاجه للايديا تبعولك منا بحاجه للفكره تبعولك we have no shortage of ideas اوكي اذا في عندك شيء بقول لك you can bring it to market right away انه بسهوله انه ما بدها خلينا نقول شهر زمن وشويه تعب بقدر انا اعمل هيدي الايديا ويصير عندي بزنس بتصيري سابقه اي شخص ثاني اوكي و then you can take it to any investor بس هيدي الشغله انه unfortunately بتصير ولا انفستر حيقبل يوقع معك NDA بس اذا الانفستر is credible ولا واحد حيسرق الفكره لانه it's not their job okay انه their job is to invest money not to build companies.
Okay. If I may add something.
Thank you.
إذا بتسمح لي محمد زيد شغله.
ايه اكيد. Go ahead.
إنه كمان هيدي شغله بنفكر فيها أوقات بس بالنهاية it's all about execution. يعني حتى لو حدا أخذ الأيديا كل حدا الاكزيكيوشن اللي له حتكون different و this is what really matters.
You're 100% right.
Thank you.
كمال كمان عنده سؤال.
Okay.
فينا
Last
ناخذ
question on this
سؤال.
slide. لسه في other slides I promise. Okay. كمال تفضل.
Hi all. You mentioned Mohamad something about how the business will grow. So I have a campsite and I'm working on a dropshipping business with a team. So once I knew about what you're working on, I start to focus more on the dropshipping business because it can be more scalable. So is what I'm doing right? Because campsite now in Lebanon, there's uncertainty and we don't know the tourism sector if will be better in few years.
هلا the problem the local tourism is booming اليوم. عندك ناس ما فيهم يسافروا لبرا ولا الليره ما بتنفع برا so they're spending money بلبنان بس a campsite by its nature كان بيحمل شخص this is the maximum you can get to. إذا بدك ترجع تعمل campsite ثاني بدك تشتري أرض where this is a huge capital expense. أنا على طول بنصح السكيلبل بزنس لأنه شو بيصير as you grow أنت عم تكبر ال operating expenses بيقلوا ما بيزيدوا. مثل هلا دكتور today إذا دكتور دفع $300,000 وفتح عيادة اليوم ونجح بده يفتح عيادة ثانية بده $300,000 ثانية. إذا واحد عمل شركة سوفت وير اليوم أول زبون يمكن يكلفه $50,000 ثاني زبون $20,000 ثالث زبون $10,000 لما بيصير عنده 100 زبون كل زبون بيكلفه $1 وعم يربح منه مصاري. This يعني إذا مثل فيك تعمل الكامب سايت وتعيش من وراها بس إذا you want to build a real business أنا بقول لك على طول something scalable. Drop shipping is a better idea. Okay. هلا the next point I want to talk about here وطشنا is the ingredients to be an entrepreneur. What you need to be a successful entrepreneur. هني 4. I'll cover them quickly بعدين بحكي فيهم بالتفاصيل. You have to understand your company and product. يعني إذا أنت عن جد ما بتعرف شركتك إنه what your company is all about, what your product is all about, إنه عن جد ما حتنجح. وإذا you don't understand your market والله أنا these are my competitors وحجم الماركت هالقد وفيني أفتح على هيدا الماركت وما فيني أفتح على هيدا الماركت حتى لو انه كان عندك initial success you're gonna fail. لأن if you don't understand your market you make bad investments you fail. ثالث وحدة و this is the key one هي being persistent. إنه ما بعرف ولا واحد entrepreneur بلش يشتغل على شيء ونجح. لا you fall تاكلها قتل و then you get better. أنا when I opened my first company كل 6 أشهر I would do an analysis برجع بتطلع لورا وبقول لو فيني ارجع 6 أشهر لورا يعني I would beat myself up. ما كنت بعرف شيء. انه كنت يعني I used to get into trouble all the time وانه يصير معي مشاكل على طول بس انه يا اما الواحد بيتعلم وبيتخطى هول المشاكل يا اما بيقول انا I don't want to deal with this is too much for me. هي being persistent. واخر وحده knowing how and when to pivot. لبنان من سنه ولبنان اليوم they're two totally different worlds. اذا واحد فاتح بزنس على اساس لبنان حيضل نفس الشيء طول الوقت يعني they're in for a surprise. انا متاكد هذا البزنس ما عاد موجود. as the market pivots, as your customers change, you have to be willing to change too. هلا هولي I'll cover them in more detail here. بعطيكم real life examples. بعدين I'll open up to questions. أول وحدة هي understanding your company and product. And I'll ask you guys a question. One person answer it. Is we're talking about the iPhone specifically. What makes the iPhone better than other phones? Does anybody want to answer that question? Just turn on the speaker.
It's more durable.
I disagree, but okay, I'll take it. Okay.
A bit prestigious.
Okay, I like that one better. A bit more prestigious. Okay. What makes the iPhone worse than other phones? خلينا worse than Android.
Less practical.
Yeah. Well, for example, Android has a lot more apps. It's an open system where Apple is a controlled system. مثل هلا شفتوا Fortnite doesn't work on Apple anymore. As an example. Okay.
Yeah, that's the point.
And what sets Apple apart from the competition? Can anybody just answer that really quick?
No renovation, like same pattern is.
You would think so, but no. مثل هلا أنا I have an Android phone. People look at my dad's, although like I have a Note 10, people look at my dad's iPhone 7 as a better phone. Apple, they spent billions of dollars trying to build a cool reputation and a cool brand. Okay.
By the way, some people are answering على الchat. في عالم عم يقولوا brand، في عالم عم يقولوا security, trend, complementary
security
item.
is great for the iPhone. معه حق لأنه it's a closed system, it's more secure, 100%. What else are they saying? What else are they saying? غنى خلينا نشوف بفتح الchat. No way.
iPhone equals you can jailbreak. Word of mouth, brand ID. Value added.
Jailbreak is not an advantage. لأنه avoids the warranty. At least from Apple. أنا عم بحكي from Apple's perspective. I'm talking as Apple, not as a consumer. Okay? في ناس بيقولوا الباتري لايف. هلا whatever it is, شو ما كان يكون الجواب. I'll ask you guys another question. Do you think Apple عاملين research to know what makes their product better, what makes their product worse, and what sets them apart from the competition?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They know what their product is. As a result, they know how to market it. And no, it's amazing. مثل the iPhone is most successful in the Middle East, Australia, England, and the US. Everywhere else in the world, Android dominates. Okay? Will you find the marketing totally changes in the Middle East to the West in comparison to India? In India, maybe like you'll find it in high-end residential neighborhoods. Well, in posh malls, you may see an Apple ad, but Apple doesn't exist, Then Apple understands their market, understands who their customers are. Okay, obviously, I used Apple as an example, but you got to understand what you have. I'll move on to the next one. Understanding your market. For this one, I'll use Facebook. Okay? Who's your competition? هلا أنا ما بدي أحكي عن فيسبوك اليوم لأنه كلنا بنعرف الكومبيتيشن تبع الفيسبوك. Okay? Who's your competition? Facebook's competition لما بلشت كانوا عارفين كان عندهم Friendster وMySpace. واليوم بيعرفوا they knew in 2012 they knew exactly who their competition was. Their competition was Instagram, so they bought it. Okay? How big is your market? Okay? Obviously how much can you grow? Is a Facebook ما كانوا عارفين social media market is so large, they wouldn't have bought Instagram, they wouldn't have bought WhatsApp, for example. Okay? وهول هلا you look at Facebook عن جد, is Facebook's power بفيسبوك ولا بإنستغرام وبWhatsApp? You have to know where the future is heading. هلا هيدي هون I'd like to stop and tell you guys a little story. Okay, هلا around 2010 Facebook made two decisions. Okay, two critical decisions. Mark Zuckerberg قرر انه the future ما بيمشي من دون artificial intelligence. The future of our company is artificial intelligence. He hired hundreds and hundreds of people to write algorithms وغيروا النيوز فيد وكيف كانوا صاروا يحطوا دعايات وكيف the shopping works وكيف the posts work. They invested خلاص they bet on artificial intelligence. The other thing they did, I think أنا راحت عند الكهرباء. I'm still there. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, good. هلا أنا I set up backup فماشي الحال. I turned on بلبنان you have to prepare. I turned on the motor although I have كهرباء. Okay. So anyway, so they bet on artificial intelligence. والشغلة الثانية اللي عملها مارك زكربرج, he's like, okay, this app thing إنه كل واحد بينزل application على التليفون ما لها طعمة. لأن the future is the mobile web. The web browser إذا كانت Chrome ولا Safari ولا whatever is going to be so good that people are not going to want to download 100 apps. بيروحوا على الwebsites والwebsites are going to act like apps. So he decided, wallah, I'm not going to invest in the mobile web. I'm not going to invest in apps. I'm going to invest in the mobile web. He was so wrong. On the first one, he was so right. On the second one, he was so wrong. Because he was so wrong, Egypt Instagram, a little company who started taking away their customers. They got so desperate, they bought Instagram. وقتها هلا انه it looks right now like a big bargain, بس لما دفعوا $1 billion for Instagram, that was the cost of their mistake. You know, everyone thought they were crazy. You know, مين بيدفع $1 billion حق شركة, all you do is post pictures. بس اضطروا لانه they made a big mistake, they made the wrong bet. You know, they couldn't see that the future was apps. فهون in that case, the algorithms is what made them a really rich company لانه it controls their ads, which is their revenue source. With a bad decision they made, هلا هني they were in a lucky position that they had the money to buy Instagram. بس غير هيك عن جد هو انه how irrelevant would Facebook be without Instagram? And without Instagram, Facebook no way كان عندهم الcourage والقدرة يشتروا WhatsApp. So it's funny how that works out. But you have to know your market, you have to know your competition, وخصوصي you have to know where your market is heading. إنه لازم تعرف إنه والله I'm in a market that's going to change. Well, sometimes you can make mistakes or recover, but you have to be willing to change. إنه تتغير as the market changes. Okay. The third one is being persistent. I promise guys I'll do these four, but then I'll stop for questions. Then I know they're piling up, but I also don't want the webinar to run too long. Okay. Steve Jobs wrote a quote. It said basically half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from non-successful ones is persistence. So الواحد قدرته إنه يضاين، قدرته إنه يتحدى، إنه لأنه undoubtedly حيصير في مشاكل. حيصير في مشاكل بالبزنس no matter who you are. Okay. فإذا الواحد مستعد إنه يتحدى هيدي المشاكل، مستعد يتعلم ويكبر، وقتها إنه عن جد هذا الشخص بيقدر ينجح. إذا منه مستعد، أنا يعني بنصحك ما تبلش، لأنه إذا في شيء بقدر أكد لكم إياه، إذا عم تعملوا ستارت اب حيصير في مشاكل 100%. مش بس مشاكل إنه والله شغلات إنه it's in your control، والله أنا لو ما غلطت كان مش الحال، خليني أتعلم من غلطتي. لا، مرات بيصير عندك competition وفور سم ريزن خلاص بدهم اياك، بدهم يفشلوك، بدهم يعرقلوك. مرات بيصير مثل خلينا نقول اذا واحد فتح دكان من شهرين ببيروت، شو صار بالدكان؟ يعني this is a very basic example. بس انه الواحد لازم يعرف ولازم انه يكون جاهز انه انا لازم اتخطى الصعوبات، واذا منه جاهز بنصحه انه ما يبلش. هلا the second point كاتبها هي هيلين جوو. هيك صدفه انا هيدا ثاني ويبينار بعمله، بعد اول ويبينار فتحت لينكدين وشفت شخص كاتب اللي هي هيلين جوو. I opened the company 5 years ago, it failed. I opened the company 3 years ago, it failed. I opened the company 2 years ago, it failed. I opened the company last year, I'm selling more than $10 million a year. فأنا naturally الانتربرنور أمي عملت معها connect. عملت معها connect, she accepted. I started to talk to her. ما ردت علي على LinkedIn, so I got her email address. ردت علي على LinkedIn, we became friends. وانا يعني honestly inshallah for the next session I'm going to record an interview with her we'll play on one of these sessions. بس انه هيدا الشخص فشلت بعدين فشلت بعدين فشلت، بس she kept on going وهن كلهم كانوا in the same market. انه to show you this person is real, here I'll open this real quick. This person right here is Helen Guo. أنا when I added her last month كان عندها 3,000 connections. Today she's got 25,000 followers. Okay, it's amazing what this woman has done. بس حتى وصلت لهون فشلت وفشلت وفشلت وبعدين نجحت. Okay, the final story I'll use here, and this is one of my favorite stories, is أنا لما كنت ساكن بكاليفورنيا بسيليكون فالي تعرفت على شخص اسمه جاستن كان. Justin Khan started this thing called Justin TV بال 2009. Basically there's a camera بتسجل كل شيء هو عم يعمله. بس وقتها انه بلشت الانترنت على التليفون تصير اسرع والبراد باند تصير اسرع وهو he pivoted with the market وشركته تحولت من Justin TV لشيء اسمه تويتش. الناس بيحضروا الناس عم يلعبوا فيديو جيمز. He sold his company to Amazon in 2015 ولا 2016 for $900 million. والزلمه راح على التقاعد. اوكي؟ هلا 2 years later لقى حاله ضجران. قال انا I want to go back into business. فمعه $900 million بس واحد مثل ما قلت لكم اذا واحد نجح بفنتشر he raised $100 million حتى يفتح فنتشر ثانيه سماها Atrium. Basically it's يعني lawyer محامي like lawyer software. Instead of hiring a lawyer you hire software to do your law work for you. وجاب $100 مليون وعم يشتغل. هلا in January رفيقتي بتدق لي من كاليفورنيا بتقول لي حكي جاستن he's depressed. يعني انا محل جاستن why am I depressed؟ بحكي معه عم يبكي الزلمه عم بيقول لي oh my god my company is going to go out of business. قلت له ليش؟ انه معك $100 مليون راحوا ال $100 مليون. قال لي no I still have like 50 million بس المارو ما حينجح we're going to fail. قلت له اوكي. قال لي حرد ال 50 مليون الباقيين للانفسترز وام going to quit. وعم يبكي. قلت له طيب ليش عم تبكي؟ قال لي I thought I was going to make another $1 billion حطلع بليون ثاني. قلت له طيب انت صرفت اول بليون؟ قال لي no ما صرفت شيء منهم. قلت له why are you crying؟ هلا من شهر كنت عم بحكيه صار له شهرين بالهيمالاياز. he's depressed و he went to the Himalayas in Nepal انه حتى يروق عن حاله. فانا قلت this person بالصدفه اول شيء جربه بالانتربرينورشيب طلع له $900 مليون وبعدها يعني ما عنده any sort of persistence. بعد معه $50 مليون الزلمه اوكي وهي wants to quit. سكر الشركه ورد ال $50 مليون. he doesn't want to try anymore. هذا الشخص انه بالحظ نجح. بس انا قلت له انه انت you're lucky you succeeded. لانه لو فشلت اول مره انه شو كان صار فيك؟ انه at the end of the day انه هذا الشخص انه بالاخير اوكي he was lucky و luck plays a big role. بس انه this is the type of person ولو انه نجح he's not an entrepreneur. اوكي؟ واخر وحده you know what? I'll stop here if somebody has questions. احسن I've been talking too long تعبت من صوتي. Any questions guys? اوكي. Ask him to give you $1 million. على فكرة اللي معهم مصاري كتير أكثر ناس بتلاقيهم حريصة على المصاري. So okay, no questions. Okay, I'll move on. آخر شيء هي knowing when to pivot. بقولهم هولي على السريع. أوبر لما بلشت أوبر بال 2009 Uber was a black car service in San Francisco. إذا واحد مثل بدل الليموزين بيجيب بلاك كار وبس بسان فرانسيسكو. اوكي؟ لقوا انه والله الناس بيحبوا يطلبوا سياره على تليفونهم عملوها تاكسي سيرفيس. مش الحال وسعوها. بس بعدين لما بلشوا يوسعوها بلشوا اللاسوتس من هون ومن هون ومن هون. every taxi organization بالعالم رفعت عليهم دعوه. هلا اذا اوبر ضلوا مكملين بنفس البزنس موديل اول شيء ما كانوا يطلعوا من سان فرانسيسكو وما كانوا صاروا تاكسي سيرفيس. وبعدين when everyone started suing them لو ما غيروا البزنس موديل كانوا كمان وقعوا. لانه عندك التاكسي كارتل بيكون معهم billions of dollars. بس لانه ضلوا يغيروا البزنس موديل وعرفوا انه والله we need to invest in lawyers and we need to invest in artificial intelligence وشغلات هيك يعني قدروا يعملوا pivoting ويمشي الحال. مايكروسوفت كمان شركه كبيره. هيدي it's another success story. بال 2012 2013 مايكروسوفت was a joke. انه اوكي الشركه بتطلع billions of dollars a year بس انه خلاص it's dying. بيجي ساتيا نادالا as the CEO بيقول اوكي انا حغير كل شيء and I'm gonna move to the cloud. I'm moving everything to the cloud. Office to the cloud. I'm moving all our features. I'm gonna create a SaaS business. ما بقى بدي انه والله اذا حدا بده يشتغل مع مايكروسوفت بده يكون معه $10 مليون. اذا معك $50 تعال اشتغل مع مايكروسوفت. Now Microsoft is worth more than $1 trillion. If you want to look at companies that don't pivot وانه ما بيغيروا مع السوق look at MySpace. لما طلعت فيسبوك was coming up with all these new features وماي سبيس دلهم بأرضهم. قالوا نحن والله we have the user base و people like MySpace و people like to rank their friends or whatever. ومين بقى سامع بMySpace؟ I promise half the people on this call they've never used MySpace. Okay. You know what? I'll skip the last story for just for time's sake, and I don't want this webinar to last more than an hour. But any questions, guys?
Mohamad, can you tell me about the new trend of businesses that's going on around the world about the tribe movement and forming tribe, bringing people together and working toward similar something to mindvalley.com?
Okay. In general, community system works. Okay. إذا عم تحكي for fundraising with GoFundMe, for raising money with Indiegogo or anything else. Okay. بس الفكرة the balance it's very hard. إنه مثل الواحد اللي عم يعمل social media website. The credibility تبعولن, okay, وقوتهم be the number of people they have. Well, the hardest thing to do is to start in something like this. متى ما مشي بتلاقيه مشي. بس إذا أنت you have access to a community وبتعرف they're like-minded community إنه أكيد this is the trend. بس أنا مثل I've helped launch over 100 applications وبقدر أقول لك شغلة واحدة. إذا somebody doesn't want your app, your mom won't download your app إذا ما بدها إياها. She won't. فالفكرة can you build the community. مثل هلا بتفكر إذا أنا والله اليوم بدي أعمل شيء مثل crowdfunding. Okay ولا مثل GoFundMe. Well, okay, guys, يعني come post if you need, يعني you need help with something, come post it here. If there isn't people to give money, شو قلها تعمل? So, مثل أي شيء, you know, it's a very big business, but it's very hard to start. It's all about the community. If you have a community, I would say yes.
Thank you, Mohamad. We get to elaborate on that later.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Okay. أنا هلا حابب أعمل an experiment. Okay. إذا somebody wants to give me a business idea, whatever random business idea, you can type it, or you can say it. وهيك يعني I'll just give like a quick demo about it. يعني a quick explanation of how I would build it. Does anybody want to do that?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Let's say a compost business that make a compost 100% organically from natural waste.
Okay. هلا أنت what are you making from natural waste? ولا something specific ولا لا?
No, I'm just giving you an idea. General compost.
Okay.
Compost can make from several mixtures. Sorry, so it depends.
The thing about compost in general, مثل ما أنا قلت يعني in the very beginning, what I would say is أول شيء you need money for something like this. لأن to actually be able to produce something, you need money. Okay. أنا اللي عم جرب لاقيه مثل for example, if somebody إنه في كتير businesses اليوم, you can bootstrap it. You don't need a factory. You don't necessarily need a huge investment. هلا إذا مثل ما قلت لك إذا somebody wants to build a factory, بقول لك أول شيء do you have $100,000 to $250,000 قبل ما نحكي. Okay. And before we can start talking. بس في a ton of business opportunities there. وهلا أنا I'm trying to work on a business idea generator. إنه that you can build عن جد genuinely with no money if you have the right strategy. Apparently nobody has a question, so nobody wants to play this game. So I'll just move on to the next point. But there is a lot of stuff that you can genuinely build with zero capital, no money whatsoever. Okay. Hello, Hon, quickly, I want to go through this little timeline of keys to building your business or keys to building your startup. Okay. أول شيء حكينا فيها, we talked about it to death. Identify a problem, identify a crisis, لاقي مشكلة, لاقي شيء بالسوق that people are complaining about. Then find a way to solve it. هيدي step 1 or step 2. If you can't do that, no, you don't have a business. But if you can find a problem and you can find a way to solve it, this is step 1 and 2. Step number 3, okay, أنا والله عندي this problem, I have this solution. Who's my customer? Who's your customer? Is it teachers? Is it CEOs? Is it old people? Is it fat people? Is it young people? Identify who your customers are or who you think your customers are. I know you might be wrong on that. The next step is you survey your target audience. But you talk to your target audience. Well, I think teachers are my target audience. Go talk to 100 teachers and ask them, are you willing to pay for this product? هلا أنا when I tell people this, the biggest problem they tell me is من وين حلاقي 100 استاذ؟ من وين حلاقي 100 معلم احكي معهم؟ اسألوا عن البرودكت تبعولي. أنا بقول لك إنه الحقيقة إذا ما فيك تلاقي 100 شخص تسأله السؤال، كيف حتلاقي 100 شخص تبيعه؟ this is telling right there. إنه you need to be able to survey these people. لأن إذا الواحد بيعمل the right customer survey، هول الناس ممكن بيقولوا له والله I like your idea بس if you change it a little bit you might find a bigger business opportunity. Okay. The next step here is gauge your market size. No, okay, fee market. There are people that actually want my product. How big is this market? فيعني إذا أنا بقرر اليوم my market is the Middle East و X demographic متخيل everybody between the age of 18 and 25 in the Middle East. If I sold to every single person, how much money do I have? بعدين أكيد الواحد ما حيكون عنده كل الماركت، بس الواحد يكون عنده فكرة والله إنه I can be a $50 million business, a $2 million business. إذا يعني الماركت تبعولك منه $10 million, I tell you يمكن بعمرك ما تطلع $10 million بس don't start. Your market has to be a certain size. بعدين conduct a feasibility study. Okay, أنا عندي البرودكت، عندي البروبلم, I know how to solve it, I know who my customers are, I know how big my market is. Okay, can I make this product وبيعها بطريقة إنه والله I make money? And the way you do the feasibility study is based on the stuff you just did. أنت عملت survey, سألت الشخص, hey, are you willing to pay for this? Maybe you ask them, how much are you willing to pay for it? وقتها بتشوف إنه how much is it going to cost me to build and can I be profitable on it? If you do those, بعدين you set a mission and a vision for the company. No, wallah, this is my target. This is what I want to accomplish in the short term, which is generally your mission. And then your vision. If I succeed and I dominate the market, this is what the market would look like. بعدين you make a business plan and you start working accordingly. And no, generally speaking, حتى if you think you know who your market is. والله أنا صار لي 20 سنة بشتغل بهذا المجال و I know who my market is. I'm telling you, you don't know who your market is. Go and ask people. ما بعرف ولا investor حكي معه. يعني I've talked to hundreds of them. منو سأل هذا السؤال؟ إنه how many people have you talked to? How many people have you run your idea across? Anybody have questions before we go to the next one?
Mohamad, yes, I do have a question. What about if you are the product? If you are you're as a person, you are the product. I've been traveling for the past 15 years into jungles in India and Peru and Brazil, and I got to meet a lot of people who have really major problem with like depression, anxiety, and so much like social problem as well, like suicidal attempts, kaza. And just by coincidence, I was helping out these people. So now I'm in the stage, and why not you become the product and you can help these people with like depression, with anxiety, with all the social relationships, things like this, like from transformational, psychological, spiritual point of view. Do you think you can elaborate more on that, please? Thank you.
This is a very common trend. لأن بالأخير digitization و artificial intelligence و software, they're replacing a lot of jobs. بالأخير the future of jobs is if you're a product. إذا أنت شخص الناس بيحبوك وبيحبوا يحكوا معك ويتعاطوا معك ويتعاملوا معك, this is the future of business. لأنه بالأخير هلا بعد 20 سنة 90% من الجابز اللي بنعملهم اليوم الكمبيوتر ولا السيرفر ولا السوفتوير عم بيكون عم يعملهم. ف if you want to market yourself as your product, it's the easiest thing. يعني هلا it's not easy, بس إنه أنت you are the product موجود. Okay, يعني you can easily test if people want what you're offering. But before you test what people want, if people want what you're offering, خلينا نقول والله I'm really good at consoling people that are depressed, people that are sad, people that are hurt. طيب, okay, great. Whether it's starting with a blog, starting on social media, trying to reach out to these people, seeing if they actually do want to interact with you. Find a medium to interact with them. يمكن people don't respond to text and images, but they respond to video streams, and you realize, well, YouTube is my platform, okay? And from there, then you can start to narrow down who your audience is, or how big your market is. خلينا عم نحكي depression. The market is incalculable, خصوصاً these days. Marketing yourself as a product, at the end of the day, it's difficult, and you have to always be on. But if my product is a chocolate bar, I have to make sure the factory is producing a quality chocolate bar وخلص. إذا I'm the product, And then next week I decide, well, I'm gonna go out to the bar and get drunk. All of a sudden there's a video of me, the person who's helping people, while giving business advice, while giving consultations about expansions. There's a video of me on the street drunk. You just tarnished your brand. And it's like you have a faulty product. This is the difficult thing about you being the product, is عن جد, you always have to be on. But the same model applies. Okay? Okay. بالأخير, I just want to cover it.
Thank you.
This makes everything easy.
Mohamad,
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but one last question. It's not directly related to.
Did you?
What do you think?
Sorry.
Okay. Not related directly على entrepreneurship, but what do you think in the most requested jobs or most requested markets nowadays? Like, for example, Saad talked about depression, which is a huge market, as we know. Do you have any recommendations to, or no?
There is one, but it's highly technical. في one job market اليوم بالعالم في عنده 0% unemployment. نسبة البطالة صفر. There is more job openings than there is jobs. وهي cyber security. Okay? بس إذا الواحد ما عنده technical background, بس you can take technical training in cyber security. بس generally إنه software development to cyber security, this is the future. بالأخير أنا بقول لكم هلا 20 years from now, you're going to have 3 different types of people that have jobs. عندكم the people that Saad talked about, the people that have a charismatic personality, when they use that, لأنه we're going to be working with robots so much, حنتمنى نلاقي حدا نحكي معه ولا نتعاطى معه. This is going to be very valuable. Okay? There's going to be people who understand how to build software and software security, and the people who work for the people who know how to build software and software security. But the rest of us are going to be unemployed. يعني, yes, the job market will change. There'll be a lot in the creative space. But no, today, if you're working as an accountant, يعني, I'm sorry, يعني, based on my projections, in 20 years, you're not going to have a job. يعني, you're just not. Sorry. But if you're working as a sales rep, والناس بيحبوا يتعاطوا معك, you're going to have a job. Yes, Kamal, even traders, forex traders, again. مثل هلا اليوم, how do people invest on Robinhood? عندك ناس بعمرهم منهم فايتين بالstock market, بس في algorithms that help them invest. وحتى Betterment is another company that does this. عندك ناس they spend their whole life working in the stock market, وعندك واحد بينزل application معه $10,000 بيلعب فيها وبيطلع مصاري قد professional stock trader. حتى يعني forex markets, the more we learn about them, the more algorithms بيتعلموا, the more they understand them. Okay. بالأخير, the last point I want to cover here, and then we're done, هي and almost done, is if you don't have passion for what you're doing, إذا الواحد ما بيحب الشيء اللي عم يعمله, at the end of the day حتوصل هيجي نهار وتقول okay, I don't want to do this anymore. حتى لو بيكون عم تطلع مصاري. At the end of the day, إنه خصوصا إذا طلعت مصاري, مثل إذا أنا اليوم عم طلع $2 million a year بشغل أنا بكرهه. بعد 5 سنين بلاقي معي $10 مليون, بقول شو بدي بهالشغله كله. Okay? And if you love what you do, you're a lot more likely to succeed. مثل هلا أنا هون حاطط Annie the dentist. One of my really good friends in California اسمها Annie. She's a very successful dentist. كل يوم بتجيب a new patient تزعل. She genuinely بتزعل. إنه عاملة okay, you're making more money, عم تفتح a second clinic. قلت لي I don't want to do this forever. Imagine, والله إجا new patient لعندها, she's making more money, she's getting a better reputation, she's an amazing dentist. Okay? But every time she gets a new patient بتزعل. يعني this is where you'll end up. وبالأخير يعني you have passion وعن جد you like what you do, it's gonna give you the energy تعمل شغلتين. لما بيصير في مشاكل تقدر تتخطاهم, ولما بيتغير عليك السوق completely, إنه أنت والله اليوم ماشي هيك والسوق بكره هيك, انه خلاص all of a sudden you have to change your business model. اذا الواحد تعبان من البزنس وعن جد انه مل منه, they're not going to pivot, they're going to keep going على نفس الباث حتى هن يبطلوا ولا their business goes out of business. Okay. هلا finally I want to talk about the things that we have coming up. نحن we're going to do a lot more of these events, وإن شاء الله they'll get better as they go along. We're launching an online academy soon, يعني that helps you build your business from the very beginning until you have customers and you're growing. Along the way, إذا ما عندكم logo, we'll help get you a logo, a website, an app if you need it. ما تيجي تقول لي I want an app like Uber and your business be an app that becomes too expensive on us. But we are building this program. Inshallah, it's launching soon. وحتى we're launching a program for existing businesses that need help with branding, launching new products, reconfiguring feasibility studies. كمان هيدي this is coming soon. وكمان we're going to focus on خصوصي انه بلبنان في a major gap. يعني the entire Western world عنده huge advantage over us لانه they use data و they use software and systems to help them build their companies. هون نحن بننزل كل شيء على Excel we think انه والله this is good enough. Where in reality في software that انه بتقدر تحط شغلات بالsoftware as long as you're feeding it the information, you look at it بتقول والله أنا I think I should go into this market. Software بيقول لك no, don't go into this market. Then based on what we see in this market, you're going to fail. So getting people engaged in software. Let me see if there are any questions here, and they keep popping up in front of me. Okay, somebody asked if I recommend you develop an app or a website. هلا بالأول I recommend you build a website that is mobile compatible. إنه بتفتح على الموبile. Then application, the tricky thing about applications, you're not building one application. You're building one application for iOS and one application for Android. بعدين في عندكم back end to control. فبالأول بنصح to launch it as a website. بس نحن our program, we're going to build you a website, and if your business truly needs an app, we'll build you an app too. So this is what we have coming up, and I have 2 minutes left. So I'll get to the contest. We're going to give away a free website today. So let me get to the contest. Here we go. Let me move this out of the way so we can see it. Let's start the giveaway. If it wants to load, that is. Now we'll just start the regular giveaway. No, I might disconnect and reconnect, guys, because I can't have it take this long to load all the comments. The internet is moving slow, so I'm going to disconnect until it loads, and I'm going to reconnect. I think this is the only way. It's not going to take that long. It says 18 minutes, but it's not going to take that long. Here, I'll just connect to my phone. I think it's faster.
سوسن هاي كمان رح نحكيكي بس تخلص.
يا غنى put yourself on mute.
No, عم بحكي مع سوسن. she
yes.
was.
Lebanon and its internet are great, but I'm afraid if I switch internet, I'm going to disconnect. But let's switch internet. Maybe it is my laptop. Noor, you can ask a question, of course. Go ahead and ask a question. I know we're just looking at a screen.
Do you hear me?
كن أسعل الصوت شوي نور.
Okay, هلا.
Better, yes.
Okay, I have a question, actually advice. As I have like 2 business for now, do you advise to keep the 2 business going, or keep one and focus on it, like like put all my focus on it? يعني صراحة I felt like when I started a new business كتير I can't control time, no time management, but I also have a 3rd business idea in my mind. I know it will work, but I don't have time for it. Like إذا بدي أحشرهم كلهم سوا وما حقدر to focus on it. What do you advise me based on your experience to like?
It's from somebody who does way too many things.
Exactly. لأنه أنت قلت عندك كذا business وهيك. How do you manage it
Okay.
كتير stressful صراحة.
Let me ask you a question. في one business that is a lot more successful than the others. مثلا عندك 2 businesses. Is there one? أول شيء, is it more successful now? Does it look like it looks? Is it better for the future? ولا they're about even?
هلا تقريبا even، بس هلا the new one اللي فتحتها عم تمشي اسرع، يعني الفلو تاعها انه زياده الكاستمرز عم بيزيد اسرع من the old one، لانه more product varieties. يعني عرفت كيف؟
أنا بنصح إنه to divide your time but not equally. Give that one more of your time, the one that's growing faster. Give it more of your time, but don't let the other one go. This is what I would recommend. هلا بالأخير في a natural process. توصل إلى محل إذا ما فيك تكفي you have to make a decision. But I wouldn't advise starting a third business. إلا إذا عندك staff, you make enough money that staff can run one of your other businesses. Oh look, فتح. Okay, I would advise stay with both of them, but make the one that has the more potential to grow your primary business. And guys, I'm gonna exclude duplicates here.
Wait, one more thing. Guys, يلي حابب يحكي مع محمد specifically أو مع BIAT for coaching, we will contact you after the session. I already took some names. يلي حابب please يكتب لنا بالchat إنه you want to be contacted for a specific consultation or counseling. Okay?
Thanks, Ghina. Okay, there's 2,200 tags, but if somebody tagged a business more than once, they got excluded. But if the two different people tagged the same business, that counts as two different tags. Yalla, I'm just gonna run the contest. Halla, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the winner is Nodo Accessories. Is Nodo Accessories on the line?
Hi, yes.
Hi. Want to tell us a little about your business before we hang up?
Yes. Nodo accessories. Nodo هي بالإيطالي. It means knots. عقد. I made a friendship bracelets. They are made from knots. So صار لي زمان يعني بعمل بهول البريسلتس وهن عندهم عادة عندهم إستوار يعني كباك جراوند. هن عادة هندية كانوا أيام الهنود كانوا يعملوا هيدا البراسلي بتكون ملتي كولور. That's why they are multi colors. ملتي كولور كانوا يعملوها يعني كانت مثلا they share it with their friends. وكانت انه لما انا اجي اهدي هيدي الاسواره لرفيقي او لرفيقتي اللي هي البوند دلاله على بوند الاميتيه تبعنا كانت بس اعطيها اياها وتقع بالغلط من ايدها يعني كانت تتمنى أمنية وبس تقع بالغلط من إيدها تكون هالأمنية تحققت. So هن كانوا هيك يآمنوا وهيك يفكروا إنه هي مثل الميت. فمن هون هاي الإستوار تبع الفريندشيب bracelets. So now they share it with their friends. في منها anklets, في منها bracelets, في منها كمان هلا بيعملوا earrings, chokers, anything. You can add كمان jewelry لإلها.
Okay.
Oh, they are multi-pattern, so في كذا
please
pattern.
continue. Sorry, continue.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Hala, Ghina's going to reach out to you to coordinate getting your website built. Any other questions before we go?
No. Thank you.
Guys?
How do you try to get like investors and stuff like that?
Okay, we kind of covered that in the very beginning, is that if you weren't in there. Basically, I just cover it really quickly. Sorry for everybody who heard it already. There's 4 ways to get investors. Is that you've had a successful company before, is you have traction right now. I would suggest you build your business and you show that it's growing a little bit, okay? Or if you haven't, like a great experience in a particular field, you have a new idea in that field, you can get investors that way. If you make an introduction or like a good pitch deck, you can get money. But the 4th one, if you have family money. بس أنا بنصح إنه if you can bootstrap something, build it from the ground up yourself, okay? وهيك just show some progress, like hey, I'm growing month over month, and my idea is developing, and I have customers who are in the product validation. At that point, you can get in touch with us. We can try to find you money for sure.
Mohamad, would it be possible to create a WhatsApp group so we get to interact? Is that something possible?
Najati and I don't know if Najati is on, but we'll work on that for sure. We'll look into it.
Yes, Mohamad. We have all the numbers from the registration link. We can contact everyone who's interested. We just want them to add BIAT's WhatsApp number as a contact and contact us so we can add them to the group.
فيكم تكتبوا الواتساب نمبر كمل contact you وبسألكم إذا فيكم to do a session on how to create a site actually. How to create a
How to create a site? Okay, أنا مثل I tell you, it probably takes me like 2 hours to build a website. Okay, بس يعني it's not that hard to build a website. بس في يعني just to build the basic websites. But يعني if you want like the finished يعني the design يكون على ذوقك, that's when there's a lot of work to be done. It's a good idea. Okay, أنا هلا I'll tell you where I stand. ما بقى إنه في like a lot of other people on the team. Right now we're finishing the content for the academy where we actually do provide you a website as a part of it. But definitely it's a good idea. We're always looking to create more content.
Okay, thank you.
I do recommend something like WordPress to initiate a website. بس يعني as long as the platform isn't too complex. Sorry, you were asking that question. You could use WordPress. WordPress 40% من الانترنت على WordPress. The nice thing about WordPress ما بدها a lot of technical help to launch. مثل you can install a WordPress site in 10 minutes and then start editing it. بس at the same time مش مثل السايت builders اللي بتلاقيهم drag and drop. You can make it, so you know how to code, you can customize it as much as you want. They put BIAT's WhatsApp number in the chat.
Thank you, Mohamad. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay, any other questions, guys?
Guys, before you leave, let me just اكتب لكم رقم BIAT. Okay.
Mohamad, I have a question. How much time do we have left?
Anna, I have time. It's a question of everybody that's on the line. I don't like to run long because of that.
Okay, Mohamad, quick question. If you were the investor, how would you look at the investment?
If I were the investor, I'd look at the investment in 2 ways and 2 ways only.
Okay.
Market size, and is this the right person to lead this company? Do I trust this person? Okay, مثل أنا I have a friend that was 6 months from bankruptcy, saved his company. Who 2 months ago, his company got valued at $200 million. He raised $50 million on $200 million valuation. بيقول لي, my company going out of business was a lot easier than my job is right now. Although he's got a lot of money and 150 employees وكل هالشغلات. I look at it, is this the right person to lead the company in the future? And how big can this company get? Those are the 2 biggest factors for me.
Can I ask another question?
Ask.
Okay, what about networking? Networking, like finding a group of people who are solid financially with ideas, but to get them together to solve a certain problem together. What's your take on that?
My take, generally it doesn't work. Okay, لأن it's so hard to get consensus. وكل واحد إنه والله I have my stake, أنا هدافع هالقد مصاري، أنا بدي هيك، مش بس بلبنان، عم طبقها على العالم كله. Generally بلاقي أنا the more successful somebody is, يعني usually the more ego they have, and the more ego they have, the less likely they are to cooperate ولا compromise. There is مثل إذا عندك somebody with the personality مثل that's a bigger personality than all of them وعن جد بيقدر إنه يجمع coalition. Okay, it's possible, but and if you can do it, you can go places, but it's so hard. That's why venture capital firms عندهم, the big venture capital firms عندهم these people that invest in small businesses, and these people that invest in clean energy, and these people that invest in software, so on and so forth. فهمت علي كيف؟ because it's so hard to get consensus.
Thank you.
Question من Huawei P20 Pro.
ميليسا خوري تبع نودا accessories.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Mohamad, we are done, right?
Yes, we're done.
Yes. Okay, great. Just to remind you to contact me later on, please.
Okay, Rina will provide me with the information.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you so much again, all. Bye.